Got 2005 Ford Mustang, and I'm about to put another motor in it. I think I already got a video. I put a motor in. I'm gonna do the whole thing, take it out, put it in, try to catch it all. So first thing I'm gonna do is let this thing up and let my antifreeze out. Alright, so I'm under here, and here's my damn thing for my antifreeze. Put the bucket up under here to catch it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and go back up top, take my battery out. Put my battery loose, 2/8. Got my cap off so my antifreeze is draining out a little bit quicker. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get my air box off of here. Take this off, take this off. Unhook this bitch. Also gonna go ahead and take this line off, take these 2 tins out of here. This radiator hose. So I got this out. I do have one bolt in it right here. So one on this side. Other one was right here. I pulled this up, pulled these 2 bolts out, this hose off. I got one other hose get off right here. Go ahead and get this power steering line off here too. Alright, so I went ahead and got that reservoir up. Get this off from both ends now. That way it's just out of the way. All together. Got the power steering line off. Got it draining. Take this tin out. And then you're just going to be able to set this thing right here to the side. I'm going to zip tie it right here. Just leave it out the way like that. Because I'm going to get this fan up out of here. It's going to give me more room. I'm going to take this cover up here. Clips. So I'm going to pull this whole cover up. Then I'm going to try to get my fan out. Alright, unplug that joint right here. And then you got a tin. And another tin. And it's going to pull up out the slots. Alright, so my fan pulled out very easily. Get the 2 tins off of it. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and unhook this fuel line right here. Which I think this little clip just pulls out. Unhook this wire down here for the steering. And I think I'm going to take this intake up and make it easier for me to get to my heater core hoses in the back. Alright, so I got my fuel line off. Just probably tuck that to the side somewhere. Also got this other line that comes off of here. I'm just pushing this button. Pull it off. Put that to the side of it. Alright, so I'm trying to leave my intake on here. This is just some extra, but I had heater core break before. See them 2 hoses back there in the back. Now I took them loose right here. And just set them right here. So that's done. I also got alternator wire that's right here. Might as well go ahead and take that off of there. Move that up out the way. So you can see I'm pretty clear over here. Alright. So now I know I got these 2 power steering lines. I'm going to get them from underneath. I got this bottom radiator hose. I'm going to go ahead and grab that off of here. So I got my bottom radiator hose off of here. I'm going to go ahead and get my AC lines off right here. It's a 10mm bolt in between them joints. And then I'm probably going to let this bitch up in the air. Pull my tin out. Right here. Pull my lines out. Alright. Then I'm going to disconnect. I don't know if I'm going to disconnect it or I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. And when I come out, I'll just feed it around this motor mount right here, because I'm going to be coming back and I'm going to take these 2 motor mount bolts out, one on each side. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move to the bottom. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do up under here, pop this loose, unplug my oxygen sensors. One of these oxygen sensors got to come out. I don't know which one, but I'm also going to go ahead and I'm going to take my exhaust bolts out here, 1 and 2. I think this is the oxygen sensor that's got to come out. And I'm going to get these 2 out, 1 and 2. I'm going to come back here, I'm going to loosen these up, and I'm going to loosen these up. And I'm just going to take the little 2 pieces off. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get my drive shaft bolts out on both sides, take it completely down. And I'm going to just do that for the moment. Next I'll be coming to get the starter after that. Alright, so I'm under here, I got my 4 exhaust bolts out. Got my oxygen sensors unplugged. This one I use a screwdriver to get it. Got the other end of it's up there. So now I'm going to go ahead and get these loose. And then take these 2 things up on down from here. Y'all see I also got to slide them up out of here on both sides. Alright, so I got my things off. So now I'm going to have to use both hands, but I'm just going to push this thing around and slide that bitch off of there. Alright, so what I'm going to do on this is still up here. Really can't make it pass. So I'm going to go ahead and take my drive shaft bolts off, take my drive shaft off so I can lower this down. And I'm also going to go ahead and get my transmission line loose right there. Drop this down. Alright, so I got my 4 drive shaft bolts out. Now I'm just going to probably just tap it with a hammer right here. A little tap or mallet. A little tap here and knock her ass loose. And pull her on through this hole right here. So I got my drive shaft off. So before I do this, let the transmission down, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop off my linkage right here. Right there. Alright. I'm going to pop it off up here, which is a little clip. But the clip is messed up, so it's a zip tie holding it on. Slide off there. Got this neutral safety switch unplugged. There's another plug up here. It's like a 7 or 8. You have to get it with a ratchet. Go ahead and get that. And I'm going to get the starter out, which is just a 13 and a 10. Take the wires off of it. Take the 2 10mm bolts out of it. Get my torque over the bolts real quick. Alright, so I got my linkage off, and then I just unscrew my little 10mm bolt out. Alright, that wire harness. Now you can see it's hooked up right there. It's clipped. I'll unclip it from there, and then I got 2 more wires up top up there to get. Alright, so I'm gonna leave them 2 up top until I get this thing down. Alright, so I got my starter wires off. I got my 2 bolts out. Alright, so now I'm gonna go ahead and spin the crank a little bit and get my damn torque over the bolts out. Spin it up here. Alright, so I got all 4 of my torque converter bolts out. Bottom 2 transmission bolts. I'll pop these 2 lines off. Got to hold this with a wrench. And then break these one loose right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and let this jack this up. Pull this bar out. Got my 2 lines off. Now I'm gonna go ahead and jack her ass up right here. Alright, so I got all my bolts out. Drop this thing on down. Got my 1 pipe down. I'm gonna go ahead and get the other one down. Pull this off. And then I'll get this other one off and then I'll let my transmission down. Alright, so I just let her down. Ain't done nothing else. Now I can easily get to these 2 wires. I'm gonna go ahead and push them down and unplug them to 3. 1, 2, 3 wires. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get my top transmission bolts out up here. And then I'll get break my 2 side ones loose, but leave them in. Alright, so I got all my top transmission bolts off. It's got 2 in the sides, I got them loose. You can see her already wanting to separate. I'm gonna go ahead and put my box up over here. Alright, I'm gonna go round it up. Make sure the wire's out of the way. Right there. Looks like it's gonna be perfect. Alright, so I got 2 bolts out. Oh, there we go. Now I'm gonna let it up a little bit. Maybe. Oh no, there we go. Now I'm gonna just let it up slow and make sure my wires don't hang. Pretty quick there. Now I'll go ahead and get ready to pull this motor up out of here. Alright, so I'm under here just looking at what I gotta get loose. Left to get loose, I got 1 wire right there, you can see with the red on it. I'm gonna plug that. Then I got 1 wire right here. And I'm gonna unplug that. Then I got 1 power steering line right here. And I'm gonna unplug that. And I'm probably gonna see if I can, I guess, follow it. I'm gonna take this 8 out right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and take this 8 out right here. And I'm gonna just pull it up off there. It'd be the best thing. And let it go out with the motor. Do that real quick too. My transmission lines, they ain't hooked to nothing, so they ain't in my way. Besides that 1 power steering line, I think I'm ready to go. And then wiring it back, I'm gonna grab real quick. Alright, so I just lowered it and I got up in here, unplugged that wire. I see that I got another ground wire right here, ground wire. So I'm gonna disconnect that from right here. Then I got this wire, I'm just gonna take this bolt out, disconnect this right here, so that I can pull it on up. Alright, so I got my ground off up there. Right here. I got this other wire off the side of that bitch. All that's loose. Come up here to my power steering line up out of here. I got that loose. So everything's loose. I'm gonna head up top and see what up top I got left. Alright, so I'm up here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the hood off of these 4 bolts. Then I'm gonna get my engine lift over here and jack up a little bit because I want to tip this thing forward and get them heater core hoses off the back here so they don't get broke. And they're right there in a tight spot. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my 2 motor mount bolts out. Take out the hood off. Got my chain hooked up right here. I'm gonna try to leave my heater core hoses in there. Hopefully I just pass right by them. I'm also gonna take my throttle body off so I don't mess it up, and I'm gonna hook to this other bolt. I ain't sure yet, but probably right here. Alright, so I got it jacked up right here, hooked up there and here. I'm gonna go ahead and I got it tight because I ain't really worried about this, but a little bit looser will be better so you don't crack nothing. Got 1 vacuum line right here to get off. Pop that bitch off. And I'm just gonna come on up and you just gotta watch this AC line as I come up and feed it up out of here. And I also just gonna check out this harness again. Let's see. Alright, before I go to jacking, I did look around. I got my wire harness. So I got 1 plug here, just disconnected. Now it's gonna come around, it's gonna go in here. So I'm gonna take these 4 up, 7 millimeters. And then I'm also gonna come around here and plug it right here. And wherever else it plugs in, which is down here. Now I'm gonna get zip these out. 2 clips, 1 on each side. Pull this one up out of here. And this wire can just stay here with the motor. So now I'm just gonna come on up with her ass. Everything clear. Come right up. Doesn't appear I got anything hanging with that AC line. Yeah. Alright. Pause. Take a break for a second. Alright, so that's it. Power steering line just hung up around there. It's already loose, but it hung up in the spot. So I pulled it on up here.